for me but me. If you don't know who I am, guess who I am. My name is Maevuim.
Okay, y'all, I'm actually excited for this video because this is one of my favorite love compatibility couples that are so underrated, but they could really work. Okay, hi, my name is Maevuim. I am a singer, songwriter, as well as somebody's into astrology, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you're new and check out my music if you haven't already. Virgo woman, Gemini man, the more like a super underrated compatibility. I generally feel like it works. To me, I would put them in an 8 out of 10. To me, I feel like it's stronger than a Virgo compatibility. Virgo women, oh, I wrote down my couples. I'm just gonna get into it. Virgo women, Gemini man, compatibility couples that I have: Zendaya, Tom Holland, Serena from Love Island, and Cordell Beckham Jr. Cordell Beckham from Love Island. Jodie Turner-Smith and Joshua Jackson. They didn't work out, but I got 2 out of 3, so that's a pass to me. The reason why I feel like they work out is because they're both both zodiac signs are ruled by the planet Mercury, the planet of communication. Will they interpret their communication styles differently? Yes. Will they eventually work out their problems? Yes. Will there be struggles? Absolutely. But will they overcome them? Absolutely. I'm seeing with the younger couples, Zendaya and Tom Holland, Serena and Cordell Beckham, they are lasting longer than Jodie Turner-Smith and Joshua Jackson. I came across Jodie Turner-Smith and Joshua Jackson by accident, actually, because I was just scrolling. I saw this sexy, deep, dark-skinned woman with this white man, and she looked like she was thriving. I don't know what happened to old girl and what happened between the two of them. They ain't work out. So yeah, I'm definitely giving it an 8 out of 10, maybe 7. When you're dealing with 2 mutable signs, you're dealing with 2 problem solvers and 2 people who are flexible in terms of compatibility, in terms of being compromisable into connecting. Okay, I ship this couple. I do. I generally feel like the grounding person in a relationship, believe it or not, it could be either or. It really can, and neither would have a problem with it. But I feel like it's so hard because I see both of them being the one to ground the relationship, but I gotta give credit to my girls. I see the Virgo women being the force that grounds this relationship, because most men that are willing to evolve into their better version of themselves understand what the divine feminine is and what zodiac sign represents the divine feminine more than Virgos. Even when you look at Virgo men, they're very in touch with their feminine side. Okay? So it's like when you look at Zendaya, right? She's more involved. She's becoming more in touch with her feminine side, her adult aesthetic and appearance. And Serena, she's always been feminine, but she ain't afraid to cuss you out like a man. Okay. Even Miss Jodie Turner-Smith, very feminine archetypes, very highly classy women. I will say though, she'll be the one that grounded, even though the Gemini man will take the lead. She's still, like, you know the statement, behind every great man is an amazing woman? I think this is just what it is. Because even though Gemini man may be driving the car, driving the SUV, she's the one who's plugging in the direction and letting you know where to go. So that's where that element comes from in this relationship, because Gemini is an air sign. Air is considered masculine because it's a bit more forceful. like air and fire are more forceful elements of the zodiac versus earth and water. They're less aggressive in terms of nature when it comes to destruction. When you're thinking about natural disasters that deal with air, tornadoes, tsunamis from heavy wind, hail can evolve from the mixture of water and heavy air. Forest fires, it's just fire alone is just an aggressive element as all. Versus the earth, you can step on a rock but you can always walk around it. Versus fire is kind of hard to dodge, you know. Air, don't even get me started on air signs, bro. You can't see air. That's what makes it dangerous. You can't see when it's gonna strike. And I think that's what attracts the Virgo woman to the Gemini man, because as poised and calm as he can be, there's still the other side to him that will strike when needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Gemini is super charismatic, and it's like the cute charismatic, and it's very like, I didn't know you had it in you, because you just look like some regular ass dude. But then when their opposite polarity of Sagittarius start giving them that confidence, they like, okay, you the boss. You know what I'm saying? There's just something about Geminis. They possess that charisma and confidence when they're really ready to go after what they're willing to go after. And I feel like Virgo women too, especially with how they communicate, she's not gonna like be closed off to that. She's gonna be like, okay, I like how you talk that talk, I like how you walk that walk, and you the boss daddy. Okay, like that's just what it is. And even so, even if there is conflicts and misunderstandings between that, like we all know Serena went off on Cordell in Love Island, season 6? We all know when a Virgo is ready to give you a piece of their mind, if they're evolved, which is what shocked me, right? The younger couples are lasting, like the younger couples in this compatibility between a Virgo woman and a Virgo man lasted longer than an older couple, which shocked me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to conflict and the Virgo woman's just ready to spiral out of control, I genuinely feel like the Gemini man is gonna sit there and take it. Meaning, he's gonna really listen to what she gotta say, hear her through, see her point of view, and just be a man about it eventually, where she calls out your faults. Because I feel like in this compatibility, Gemini men actually want to grow up. Typically they're annoying, they're childish, they're unstable, but I feel like in this compatibility there's that level of inspiration from the woman where he's like, well damn, I gotta be a man if I'm gonna be with this one. You know, I'm tired of people trying to little bro me. Like, if I'm with a woman like this, I'm gonna be respected. I feel like the area of conflict that could happen in this is if a Gemini man is unevolved and he wants the leadership but just doesn't know how to go about it the right ways. That's where I feel like the relationship can become somewhat abusive verbally and in other aspects, which is why I kind of like deducted 2 points from the scale of compatibility, giving it 8 out of 10. Because when Geminis want to be petty, they're just petty and annoying for no reason, like super difficult to deal with. And I just feel like the older you are, the less tolerable as a woman that you want to deal with that shit. Like, generally speaking, specifically like with older guys, until like that obsession with needing to want and control the thing instead of like controlling the relationship instead of naturally getting it, which would be a clear indicator that the relationship wouldn't work out. Because if you're naturally not getting like a feminine or receptive woman and somebody who's extremely difficult with you, that means you're kind of like lacking certain elements of security for her to be calm, you know. Let's talk about more spacey stuff with this couple, right? So, sex. I feel like this is gonna be like a great combination. I feel like the Gemini man will be talking the Virgo woman through it, and they're a sucker for communication. Both of them. They gonna be talking right through it. They gonna be talking to her and communicating, and there's gonna be like that sweet communication of sex talking, and I feel like they're gonna love it. Okay, so yeah, I already know this shit off the chain, and you know, I don't feel like it would be a factor where anybody would lack in that aspect because Gemini is highly sexual, and so is Virgo. And like Virgo women want something to bring that shit out of them. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for this relationship compatibility. I generally feel like the main area of concern with this couple would be communicating and taking the lead. If it's really healthy, subconsciously the Virgo woman would be the boss, but on a direct forefront and physically it would definitely look like the Gemini man is taking the lead and making sure things are right, which is fine, which is how most relationship dynamics play out. Well, which are most ones that are healthy, that's how they play out. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Smash subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Never been an option, never been a clown. Never be the voice that ever backs down. Never with the never with the crowd. Getting what you want, you better never back down. Get out my